English learners. Welcome back to Jay and May English Podcast. Today, we're talking about 5 simple morning habits that can seriously level up your English. I'm May.
And I'm Mr. J.
Mr. J. Okay, I have to ask, do you actually have a morning routine, like a real one?
That is a dangerous question. Okay, honestly, a few years ago, my morning routine was wake up, check my phone, panic about emails, and drink cold coffee.
Cold coffee? That's so sad.
It was sad, and my English practice, zero, absolutely zero in the mornings. I just jumped straight into work.
Okay, so what changed?
Well, one morning I had an important video call with a client from the US, and I hadn't spoken English at all that day, like not even one sentence.
Oh no, I already feel nervous for you.
The call started, and I opened my mouth and I said, I kid you not, hello, good, time.
Good time? You meant good morning, right?
I meant good morning, but my brain was completely asleep, and the client just stared at me on the screen with this confused face.
Oh, that is painful. I feel that in my soul.
That was the day I said, okay, something has to change. My mornings need to wake up my English brain before I need it.
And that's exactly what today's episode is about. 5 simple morning habits to improve your English every single day.
And here's why this really matters. Most learners only practice English when they have to, in class, at work, on a test. But the morning, that quiet time before the day gets busy, that's gold.
Total gold. And we're so glad you're here with us today. Whether you're just starting your English journey or you've been learning for years and want to feel more confident and natural.
This episode is for you. And if you stay with us until the very end, you'll have 5 habits you can actually start tomorrow morning. Simple, free, and genuinely effective.
No expensive apps, no complicated programs, just 5 things you can do before your day even starts.
All right, let's get into it. Habit number 1, and this one is so simple it almost feels like cheating.
Ooh, I love those kinds of habits.
Listen to English for just 10 minutes right after you wake up.
Wait, just 10 minutes?
Just 10 minutes. See, here's the thing. When you first wake up, your brain is in this really relaxed, open state. Scientists actually call it the hypnopompic state, that moment between sleep and full wakefulness.
Okay, that word is very big. Hypno what?
Hypnopompic. But forget the word. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a sponge right after you wake up, and a wet sponge absorbs water faster than a dry one, right?
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
So, if the first sounds your brain hears are English, a podcast, a YouTube video, even just a song in English, your brain starts tuning into the language immediately.
You mean, like, instead of scrolling social media first thing?
Exactly instead of that. I know, the phone is right there. It's so tempting.
So tempting.
But here's the interesting part. When you scroll social media, your brain gets stimulated really fast with lots of random information. But when you listen to calm English content, your brain actually warms up like an engine.
Oh, like warming up before exercise. You don't just run full speed from 0, right?
Perfect analogy, May. You stretch first, and this is your English stretch.
Okay, I love this. So what kind of content? Can it be anything?
Great question. For beginners, try something slow and clear. Short podcasts, simple news, or even English children's stories. For intermediate learners, something like this podcast works great.
We had to say it.
We really did. But genuinely, the goal is just exposure. You don't have to understand every word. Just let English be the first language your ears hear.
Wow, habit 1 sounds almost too easy.
The best habits usually do. Okay, habit number 2. This one is very practical, and it takes about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, even better.
Talk to yourself in English out loud.
Okay, wait. Talk to myself? Won't I look crazy?
Only if someone's watching. But here's the thing. This is actually one of the most underrated habits for English learners, and I'll tell you why.
Please tell me why, because I need convincing.
So, you know how when you read English or listen to English, you're receiving the language, right? It's coming to you.
Yeah, like downloading information.
Exactly. But speaking is uploading, and most learners download constantly, but almost never upload. So when they need to actually speak, on a meeting, on a date, at an airport,
Their brain panics because it's not used to producing the language.
yes, and that was literally me on that video call. I had downloaded so much English, but my mouth completely out of practice.
Oh, wow. So talking to yourself is like practicing the upload?
That is such a good way to put it, May. Seriously. So here's what you do. Every morning, while you're making breakfast or brushing your teeth or getting dressed,
Which is like multitasking. I love it.
total multitasking. Just describe what you're doing in English out loud. I am making coffee. The coffee smells amazing. I'm going to have a good day today.
That sounds so funny, but also kind of sweet.
It does sound a little funny, but wait, here's the interesting part. Over time, your brain starts thinking in English instead of translating from your first language.
Oh, that's that thing when you catch yourself dreaming in English.
Yes, that moment. And it starts with small habits like this. You train your brain to produce English naturally, not just recognize it.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm going to narrate my breakfast tomorrow morning.
Please do. And if your family looks at you weird, just tell them it's a podcast homework assignment.
I'll blame Mr. J.
Fair enough. Okay, habit number 3. And this one is a game changer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Read one page of English every morning.
Just one page?
Just one page. And I know what people are thinking. One page? That's nothing. But that's the whole point.
You mean like small is actually better here?
Small is sustainable. Here's a story. I had a student, really smart guy, very motivated. He decided he was going to read an entire English novel in 1 month.
Oh, wow, ambitious.
Super ambitious. First day, he read 30 pages. Second day, 20. By day 5, he'd stopped completely.
Oh no, too much too fast?
Too much, too fast, too overwhelming. He got tired. And then he felt guilty for stopping, and that guilt actually made him practice even less.
Ugh, I know that feeling. When you stop one habit, somehow everything feels ruined.
Exactly. It's called the all or nothing trap. But one page is easy. One page takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and you can do that every single day without burning out.
And those pages add up, right?
1 page a day is 365 pages a year. That's more than one full novel.
Wait, really? That's actually incredible.
Consistency beats intensity every time. And the morning is perfect because your brain isn't distracted yet by work stress or social media drama.
So what should we read? Like, does it have to be a serious book?
Absolutely not. Read what you enjoy. A novel, a blog post, a magazine article, even a recipe if you like cooking. The goal is just to engage your reading brain in English before the day starts.
I like the recipe idea, actually. Very practical.
And you might learn some great vocabulary along the way. Sauté, simmer, fold in gently.
Very elegant English right there.
The most elegant. All right, habit number 4. This one might surprise you.
Ooh, surprising habits are my favorite.
Write 3 sentences in English every morning.
Just 3 sentences?
Just 3. And before you say, but my writing is not good enough, that is exactly why you do this.
You mean like writing even when it's imperfect?
Especially when it's imperfect. Here's the thing about writing. It forces your brain to organize thoughts in English, not just float them around loosely.
Oh, like speaking is fast and kind of improvised, but writing makes you slow down and really think.
Beautifully said. And 3 sentences is so small that there's no excuse not to do it. You can write in a notebook, in your phone notes, anywhere.
What do we write about, though?
Anything real from your life. Today I feel tired, but I'm excited about the weekend. I had a strange dream last night. My goal this week is to speak more confidently.
Oh, that's kind of like a mini journal in English.
Exactly. And here's the part I love. Over time, you can go back and read your old entries, and you'll see your own progress.
Oh, that would feel so good.
There's nothing more motivating than seeing your own growth with your own eyes. 3 months ago, you wrote, "Today I go work. I very tired." Now you write, "Today was exhausting, but I managed to stay focused."
Okay, the first one is very relatable, honestly.
We all started there, but the point is, the growth is real, and this habit is what makes it visible.
I'm definitely starting this tomorrow. 3 sentences. I can do that.
You absolutely can. And you know what? You'll often end up writing more than 3, because once you start, the ideas start flowing.
That's so true. It's like the hardest part is just beginning.
Always. The blank page is scary. 3 sentences makes it less scary.
Okay, so we have 4 habits now. What's the 5th one? I feel like you saved the best for last.
I mean, maybe. Habit number 5 is learn and use one new word or phrase in the morning.
Just one?
Just one. But here's the rule. You don't just look at it. You actually use it.
Use it how?
So every morning, open a dictionary app, a word of the day app, or even just search interesting English phrase. Find one, read the meaning, and then use it out loud or in writing at least 2 or 3 times before noon.
Oh, so it sticks because you're actually using it, not just memorizing it.
This is where things change for most learners. They collect words, they write lists, they highlight pages, but they never use the words.
You mean like having a huge wardrobe but wearing the same 3 outfits every day?
That is a perfect analogy. A perfect analogy. You have all these beautiful words just hanging there, never worn.
So we need to actually wear the words.
Wear them. Use them in your self-talk. Use them in your 3 morning sentences. Use them in a text to a friend.
Oh, and that connects back to habits 2 and 3, the talking to yourself and the writing.
You notice that? Yes. All 5 habits actually work together. They're not separate things. They create a little morning English ecosystem.
Okay, that is so smart. It's like they all feed each other.
Exactly. Listen to English, habit 1, wakes up your ears. Talk to yourself, habit 2, wakes up your mouth. Read 1 page, habit 3, wakes up your reading brain. Write 3 sentences, habit 4, wakes up your writing mind. And learn 1 phrase, habit 5, gives you fresh material to use in all the others.
Wow, when you put it like that, it all makes so much sense.
The whole routine, probably 30 minutes total, maybe less.
30 minutes to really move your English forward every single day?
Every single day. And here's what I want to say to anyone listening who's thinking, I don't have 30 minutes in the morning. You don't have to do all 5 at once, especially at the beginning.
Oh, that's such a good point. You can start with just 1, right?
Start with just 1, the one that feels easiest to you. Build the habit, then add another one. By the end of the month, you'll have all 5 without even thinking about it.
Okay, before we go into the vocabulary moment, I just want to say I genuinely did not expect habit 2 to hit me as hard as it did. The talking to yourself thing. I've been so embarrassed to speak English when no one is listening, which is so silly.
It's not silly at all. A lot of learners feel that way. They feel like English is something you perform for other people, but actually it's a skill you build for yourself first.
That actually really changes my mindset.
Good. That's the goal. All right, let's jump into our vocabulary moment.
Yes, I love this part.
Okay, we used some really useful phrases today. Let's highlight 5 of them.
Perfect, let's go.
First phrase, warm up. We talked about warming up your English brain in the morning. This means to prepare something slowly before using it fully.
Like, I need to warm up my voice before I sing, or let's warm up with a few easy questions.
Exactly. Easy and natural phrase. Second one, all or nothing trap. This is when you think if you can't do everything perfectly, there's no point doing anything.
Oh, like, I missed one day of studying, so I just gave up completely. That's the all or nothing trap.
Perfectly explained. Third phrase, consistency beats intensity. This means doing something regularly, even in small amounts, is more powerful than doing it a lot, but only once in a while.
So going for a 10-minute walk every day beats going for a 2-hour hike once a month.
Beautiful example. Fourth phrase, underrated. Something that is underrated is better or more valuable than most people think.
Like, talking to yourself is an underrated habit for English learners.
Used it perfectly. And our fifth phrase, it sticks. When something sticks, it means you remember it and it stays in your memory.
So use a new word every day and it'll stick much faster than just reading it once.
Exactly right. These 5 phrases are very natural in everyday English conversation. Use them and impress people.
I'm going to use underrated at least 3 times today.
That's the spirit. All right, recap time. May, what did you learn today?
Okay, so habit 1, listen to English for 10 minutes right after you wake up, because your brain is like a sponge in the morning and it absorbs the language easier.
Exactly. That sponge image is so useful to remember.
Habit 2, talk to yourself in English out loud, because speaking is the upload, and most of us only practice the download.
Right, and that's what causes the panic when we actually need to speak.
Habit 3, read just 1 page of English every morning. Small and consistent beats big and overwhelming.
Good point. 1 page a day is 365 pages a year.
Which is wild when you think about it. Habit 4, write 3 sentences in English. It can be anything from your real life, kind of like a mini journal.
And you can look back and actually see your progress over time.
Which is so motivating. And habit 5, learn 1 new phrase and actually use it before noon, because words only stick when you wear them, not just collect them.
I love that. Wear the words. That's going on a t-shirt.
And the amazing thing is, all 5 habits together take maybe 30 minutes, or you can start with just 1.
That's the key message. Start small. Start tomorrow morning and be consistent, because your English doesn't transform overnight. It transforms 1 morning at a time.
1 morning at a time. I really love that.
And honestly, the biggest thing I want you to take away from today is this. Your morning sets the tone for everything. If you give English even a little bit of your morning, your brain carries that energy into the rest of your day.
Like you're putting English in the background of your whole day without even realizing it.
Exactly. It becomes part of how you think, not just something you study.
Okay, we have a question for you, our amazing listeners. Which of these 5 habits are you going to try first? Is it listening to English in the morning, talking to yourself, reading 1 page, writing 3 sentences, or learning 1 new phrase?
Tell us in the comments. We really do read them, and your answer might inspire someone else who's just starting out.
And hey, if this episode helped you or gave you even 1 new idea, please subscribe to Jay and May English Podcast. We're here every day with new content to help you grow your English in real, practical ways.
No textbooks, no boring drills, just real conversation, real habits, and real English for real life.
That's us. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We genuinely appreciate every single one of you.
Take care of yourselves, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.